Okay, this is exactly how dropping out of university and the chaotic weeks that followed led to me becoming out of sync with myself, and the reason I moved here, not knowing either of my flatmates, to resync. To resync and basically just get my shit together. Right, now everything has gone completely tits up, and it climaxes with me getting mugged in Soho, losing £12,000. So subscribe to see that. But that's not today's video. This video is exactly why I moved to London. It's very Casey Meister, I can't lie. So it was after I dropped out of university, I started to get excited about the freedom. I started going crazy and taking on everything that I possibly could, right? With work, with YouTube, with social, with travel, and this is the story of the 2 weeks that sent me spiraling into poor mental health, poor physical health, getting really ill, and losing all track of my ambition to the point where I was basically just depressed and ill at home. And as a result, taking a step back, looking at myself, realizing I'm gonna move to London, I'm gonna get this clarity, and try to resolve all of these issues that have come about over the last few months. Now anyway, how this video is gonna run is I'm gonna take you through the 2 weeks, which at surface level were genuinely some of the best weeks of my life, but beneath the surface was slowly killing me and leading to all of these negatives. Okay, but before we get into that, basically this last 2 weeks, as so much more has happened, and I need to make you want to actually watch this content. So next week I am dropping the video that explains why I moved for 6 different places in 6 days, why I got mugged, how I got mugged, where it all leaves me, and why I'm now in this penthouse flat with 2 of my mates. Jesus Christ, yeah. But after I filmed this video, having already been mugged, so much more happened. And then that climax when I was at my friend Ollie's flat 5 days ago before I flew out to Portugal for 3 days. And yeah, it got to the point where I was very, very burnt out. I was tired and I was losing all the energy. So I decided just to sit down and do something therapeutic, something that was gonna help my mental health and put me back on track. Take a little breather and just zone out for a while. On this channel, I'm gonna be doing a hell of a lot of that. This channel is going back to its roots of personal development, trying to help you guys live the best life imaginable, trying to create the reality you want out of your own life, and I'm going to be helping you to do that every step of the way. So if that sounds like something you want to watch, I would honestly love it if you subscribed. Anyway, after that 2 weeks of burnout, my therapy was trying to learn to cook. I am absolutely finished and tired and just in need of a little rest, but I want to learn to cook, and I feel like everyone says that cooking is therapeutic. So I've lit some candles, I'm gonna play some relaxing music, and I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna see if I can learn to cook. So I'm gonna be using HelloFresh. They've pulled through absolutely clutch, and despite having to transport it all over London, they've blessed us. Like, all of your ingredients ready to go. Like, I don't have to worry about sorting anything. I can just crack on with the recipe. Like, it does it all for me. Sick. I'm gonna try and follow the instructions and see if we can get anything close to this gourmet gaucho chimichurri cheeseburger. So let's get it.
That's well good.
That's not too bad, you know. What is one thing you'd want to tell the world if you could? Yeah, honestly, that was the best meal that I've ever cooked in my life. And Tom, the stranger that I met and cooked that meal for, thought it was amazing as well. We had a great conversation over dinner. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to HelloFresh for making that moment possible. They sent over a few free boxes, and I honestly wholeheartedly recommend them. So if you do want to get into cooking, have all of the fresh ingredients delivered straight to your door, so you don't really have to worry about anything other than just making the food. Go down, top link in the description below, and you can get 50% off on your first HelloFresh box and 35% off on your next 3 boxes with code 50Jake. Now on with the 2 weeks after university that led me getting a bit depressed, moving to London and trying to figure it all out. So let's take it back to the 17th of March, just a few weeks after I dropped out of university. A travel day in the life of an 18-year-old university dropout, now heading growth at Manor. If you want to know the full story as to why I dropped out but I'm still living here, drop a sub and head to my videos tab where I posted a full explanation. Every Thursday, I now go from Bath to London to summarise weekly progress and act on new campaigns. Today, we took over London Bridge, interviewing strangers on their passions for the latest campaign on TikTok. Though I'm actually going to be posting the best of each week on here too, so drop a subscribe if you want to see those. Lads, we've hit our stride. We had a bit of a streak there, that was 7 in a row, followed by an instant rejection. Let's go. It's pretty much all rejection apart from like a few very specific people. Definitely helped me grow on a personal level, we'll say that much. Confidence is a crazy one. But the day ended over drinks with a few of my mentors for a little catch up, and I then headed home, getting in about midnight. This day was basically me going down to London, figuring out exactly what we had to do for the next few months in terms of work, in terms of the direction of both Manor and my YouTube channel, because now that I've dropped out of university, I had no content my content was university content. See, I put this growth plan in place, went and chatted with all of my mentors, like the biggest influences in my life, obviously after my parents. They live in London. I went and chatted to them and got like a bit more connected with myself and the direction I wanted to take. And that intense travel day, waking up at like 6, 7 a.m, getting back at like 11 p.m. to midnight, I was on a high. Like I fell in love with that work travel hybrid. I loved it, and that was dangerous. So anyway, it comes around 18th of March, the next day. I'm just working, just grinding out everything that we put in place the day before, editing, catching up on work, getting things in place for the next few months. Nice. 19th of March is actually my aunt's partner's surprise 50th birthday. I was meant to be going down to Swansea with my family. We were gonna have a really nice little vacation, staycation. Yeah, we were gonna see the whole family. It was gonna be a great night. My mum caught COVID and it meant that I had to go down alone. So I dropped my flatmates in town and headed on a little solo road trip to Swansea. And this was that. Mate, all I'm saying is what a day. This weather is immaculate. Right, I am absolutely shattered. We're like 3/4 of the way there, but if I keep driving, I'm gonna fall asleep. So I'm gonna grab a coffee. Might have a quick 15-minute nap as well, just get some energy in me. Because this sun, it's beautiful, but it's tiring. Right, so we just got here, but I don't actually know where I'm meant to be parking. Like, there's a car park for the hotel like residence, but you need a code and stuff to get in. So I'm gonna go check in, see what the code is, and then see if I can park there. Let's get it. Here we are. Oh, this is nice. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I have already walked in here. How do you think the camera got here? But no, the room is nice. Yeah, this is the accommodation for the night. I'm gonna unpack, I'm gonna shower, I'm gonna get ready, get into some like a nicer fit because the surprise is at 7:15. It is now 4:40. 5:15, I'm gonna go down, socialise with the family, have a couple drinks and get ready for the big surprise and then the night to incur. Should be good. But yeah, shower time. Surprise is 25 minutes out. Let's see if it goes that well. Yeah. Right, so the surprise went absolutely brilliantly, but I missed the memo. I forgot that it was Hawaiian, so this lei has come through absolutely clutch. But no, one thing as well is there is karaoke, and you guys know how much of a sucker I am for karaoke. I love karaoke, so tonight is going to be a brilliant night. And in fact, if one of those videos of me singing doesn't end up in this vlog, I've failed you guys.
Younger than the mountains, shining like a breeze, country road, take me home.
Anyway, then comes around Sunday morning, 20th of March, and I am hanging like crazy, running on about 4 hours sleep. But we go and have a really, really nice little breakfast with all of the people that were at the 50th. Tell you what, I'm shattered now, but yeah, banging lunch, met some really cool people. And after that, I get in my car and just start driving home. But on the way home, I'm like, oh, I'm in Cardiff. Let me just see if my mate's around. He goes to Cardiff Uni, so I swam by his. But that back is popping. Before carrying on the journey home, getting back to Bath. Monday morning, I woke up really ill, but just decided to power through work, hoping it would go away over the course of the day. It didn't. The next morning, I woke up completely bedridden. I couldn't do anything the whole day. The travel had caught up to me, but in my mind, it was completely unrelated. I just thought, okay, no, the lack of sleep, the constant traveling, the stress of work, whatever, has nothing to do with the reason I'm ill. I was still in love with that travel mentality. Calm. 23rd of March, Wednesday, slight recovery, but again, still pretty bedridden. I managed to blast out a little bit of work and then went down to the local weir with my flatmates to get a bit of fresh air. That was really nice, really enjoyed that. Then 7 days after the first trip to London, we're back in London on the Thursday because that was the new plan. Every Thursday, I was going to go down and have a full work day in person with the full commercial team of 4 Manor. So last week, we took over London Bridge. This is the story. Day of the campaign, all decked out in the merch. But it's a beautiful day as well today. Like, the weather is immaculate, so I am ready. Let's get it. So we headed to London to meet up with the crew. Got a little bit of prep done on the way before picking up some much needed munch. Right, we're off the underground, walking over now. So we've got to basically write all these post-it notes, get it all set up, get ready to go tackle the campaign on London Bridge. It should be good. I'm excited. So we blasted out about 100 passions onto post-it notes and got some food in before heading to the location. Scouting locations for the shoot. Then we got to work whacking them all up and began asking passers-by to add their own, even doing mini interviews with them about their passions. Follow to see those. But after 4 hours, we left all the gear, went out to get dinner and drinks before coming back and seeing that everyone had kept adding their own whilst we were away. On that high, we headed home, but the next day they were all gone. But again, I was up super early, I got back really late, and that just didn't help the illness whatsoever.
25th, I'm still just grinding out work. The illness is still present, but at the end of the day, I go out for dinner with my flatmates. We just get KFC, sit at the top of this car park, and I'm trying to convince them to come down to Portsmouth with me on a spontaneous, like, sunset drive to the beach, and then a big night out, because I was actually planning on having a little reunion with all of my mates from home in Portsmouth. Well, not all of my mates from home, just one of the groups. The persuasion was unsuccessful, and again, I headed on a solo sunset road trip down to Portsmouth. And this was that night.
Is that you, yeah? Oh mate, this is not made out of. Pulled up Ollie's place. This place is sick. Both gonna grab a shower, get changed, go set off for the night, because right now not really getting out of tired, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna get changed, get ready. We're gonna head up to Alfie's place. We're gonna pre there, and then probably go at like 11:30. It's mad that they go that late, because in Barclay it should leave like 10, because the clubs get packed and you got to get in time. So this is gonna be a massive change and a bigger club. I'm excited. Let's go. Let's go, lads. It's a good night.
Still looking fire.
I ended up staying in some random guy's accommodation, just sleeping on the floor. He was a legend. He actually knew my mates.
Simon has set me. Beautiful.
Because the person whose accommodation I was meant to be staying at just like fell through. I can't actually remember what happened, but it just meant that I couldn't stay there and I had nowhere to stay. So I was either sleeping in my car, or Carter's friend, bollocks, I've forgotten his name, said that I could sleep on his floor with a pillow and a blanket. So I was like, okay, I'm not sleeping in my car, I'll sleep on the floor.
Damn, that is mad.
I get up and I'm running on about 4 hours sleep.
Just leaving now, but I'm gonna go pick up all of my stuff from Ollie's. I left all my bags and stuff from Ollie's last night. So I'm just waiting for one of these lifts, and then I'm gonna go 5-10 minute walk to Ollie's. I'm gonna pick up my stuff, and then I'm meeting my family. It's my dad's birthday today, so we're gonna go celebrate his birthday.
I go to meet my family on the 26th, still in Portsmouth, because again, my family aren't living that travel work mentality, so they are always trying to get out of the house, always trying to do something. So I said, you know what, I'm in Portsmouth as it is, why don't you come down, get a little hotel for the night, and then I'll come and join you after this night. So that's what I did, went and joined them. That was so nice. And honestly, it was weird, because at this point I was probably the most confident like with myself and my future. Like, I'm at peak enjoyment of the surface, but obviously below that surface everything is slowly dwindling and slowly going shit.
The sun is getting warmer, but when we soar away among the clouds, the sky is just a border, but when we're floating up like helium.
Moving on, Sunday the 27th of March, I head back to Bath.
Finally back. Fuck me, I'm shattered. And look at all this. So much cash. We finally made it back. So time to get in, eat some food, chill out for a bit, say hi to everyone, give them all a debrief, and then yeah, back to work. Just got lots and lots to do.
And this is when the action-oriented way of living that I've experienced over the last 2 weeks, the constant work, travel mentality, just sticks with me throughout the rest of the time that I'm at university. It was to the point where I was going on a night out, going to sleep at like 4, 5, 6 a.m, sometimes even 8 or 9 on the weekends, and then I'd be getting up for work at like 9 a.m, working till like 6, 7, 8 p.m, and then going out again, constantly moving around and packing everything that I possibly could into my day. Now, don't get me wrong, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, it was fun as anything. anything. But because I was so focused on like getting the next thing done and trying to pack as much into every day as possible, I never really had a chance to step back, have some time to myself, and make sure that what I was actually doing was aligned with my ambition and where I wanted to be in the future. Jesus, I need to sort this hair out. It's even worse, Jesus Christ. So when I got home from university, and Ian was sick by the way, but again, I was still kind of in that mentality. When I got home, I got super ill. And for the first time, I actually had a chance to just like be alone with my thoughts. Like I wasn't doing anything, I didn't have enough energy to work, didn't have enough energy to edit YouTube videos, whatever. My physical health was suffering, my mental health was suffering, and despite doing so much, having this crazy lifestyle, which I genuinely thought I loved, and I did love, I realized I had no idea what I was working towards. I mean, I hadn't posted a YouTube video in 2 months, and I just felt so unsure of my future, like more unsure than I've ever felt before, which sucked. It really did. So yeah, regardless, whenever I seem to hit moments of crisis like this, London seems to be the place where I go. Like over the last few years, I've managed to build up an amazing support network of like mentors, friends, other creators, and just people that are on similar paths to what I'm on. And London is like the concentration of all those people. So whenever I go down to London, I have great conversations, I come to great realizations, and I just get a better sense of direction for where I'm heading in the future. Now, I was obviously in a pretty poor mindset, so that thought didn't cross my mind. And I mentioned like wanting to go to London, wanting to go to Bali, wanting to do all of these things, and my dad was just like, why don't you do it? And I was just like, you're so right, why don't I do it? So I called up Leo, my friend, and I was like, do you know of anywhere that I can stay in London for just like a couple weeks? He was kind enough to be like, yeah, you know what, my flatmate's traveling, I'm sure he won't mind you staying in his bed. Checked with his flatmates, they were calm with it, and then I moved to London for a month without knowing the flatmate and having only met Leo once ever in my life. I just said fuck it, and now here we are. Like, I've moved to London to put myself in an environment away from distraction where I can just focus on work, content, and doing as much as I can to grow personally on an internal level. Basically build myself from the inside out as opposed to building all of the outside stuff and just neglecting the in. Does that make any sense? Yeah, when you get into that like pure work mentality, it is easy to let the personal development slip. And although you're achieving all of these tangible goals on the outside, you're not actually growing personally. And that sucks because it means although you're growing like the visible prospect and deriving those tangible outcomes, you're not setting yourself up for a great future, great mental health, great physical health, whatever. And I felt like that was what I needed to do. In that moment, I was like, yeah, let's move to London, let's do it. But as you're about to see in the next video, it went completely wrong from there. And yeah, it's been mad. So remember, as I mentioned at the start, and what I'm covering in the next video, I flat flooded, I got mugged, I lost 12k, I lost access to pretty much everything on that device, and I'm now staying in one of my mates' houses. Like, I don't currently have anywhere to stay. I could go back home, but I want to be in London. And it's a hell of a journey. So if you want to hear all about that, I would drop a subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.
I live inside my own world of make-believe.